fugitive diamond merchant Mehul Choksi, one of India's most wanted in connection with the Punjab National Bank loan fraud case, has now been captured from Dominica while he was trying to flee to Cuba. The 62-year-old had gone missing earlier this week from the Caribbean island nation in Antigua, where he fled in 2018. His disappearance came amid efforts to extradite him by the CBI and the Enforcement Directorate. Sources say Mehul Choksi had reached Dominica, a tiny island nation in the Caribbean, by boat. With a lookout circular issued against him, he was then caught by local police and is currently in their custody. The Antigua Prime Minister now says he will ask Indian authorities to extradite him directly from there.
It would appear that he may have entered the island illegally, possibly by boat. So the Dominican government is cooperating with the Antiguan and Indian governments. Mr. Choksi will be deported from Dominica. However, we have requested Prime Minister Skerritt and law enforcement in Dominica not to return him to Antigua, where he has legal and constitutional protection as a citizen. In fact, we have requested specifically that he be detained and to allow law enforcement in India to make the necessary arrangements with the Dominican government to have Mr. Choksi returned directly to India.
Well, let's go across to Neeta now for more. Neeta, what are your sources telling us? This is a very interesting development. Of course, firstly, the dramatic capture of Mehul Choksi in Dominica, but also now the Antigua Prime Minister saying that India should directly try and extradite him from there.
Absolutely, Gargi. You know, these are very interesting developments. You know, last time when we spoke to Mr. Choksi's lawyer, Mr. Vijay Agarwal, that time also he had hinted that Mr. Choksi might be in kind of a custody of CID. Though today when we spoke to him earlier, he said that he has got to know that he is in custody of Dominican police and he would be in touch with the family, and later in the day they would be coming out with a statement. But as far as Mr. Mehul Choksi is concerned, these developments are very interesting. You know, India does not have any kind of a treaty with Dominica, but you know, the offenders can be deported back or extradited back. That is what we are being made to understand by our sources, that India is going to use all the diplomatic channels to get Mr. Mehul Choksi back. In fact, you know what they had specified, that was that Mehul Choksi has entered Dominica illegally and that he can be deported from there back to India directly, because you know, as far as India is concerned, India has a history. It is not a very good history as far as extraditions are concerned, but they have got a significant number of deportations. Maximum number of deportations are back from UAE though, but India here is also going to use all kinds of you know, diplomatic channels. And interestingly, you know, India had given lot of vaccines in February 2001 to both Antigua and also Dominica. In fact, the Prime Minister had, you know, specifically thanked Indian Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi for vaccine Maitri. Now India believes, or rather hopes, that this vaccine Maitri is going to help India to get its fugitive back in India, that is Mehul Choksi. Gargi?